Welcome to This Wasn't on the Test, the podcast where knowledge meets humor in the most unexpected ways. Join Dr. Jake and Dr. Kayla, a couple with doctorates in their respective fields, and their sister Kelsey, who may not have a PhD but sure knows how to keep things light with her quick humor and relatable take on the world. Whether you're a scholar or just a curious mind, this trio will make you laugh, think, and you might even learn something new. Tune in to find out why this wasn't on the test. Welcome back to This Wasn't on the Test. I'm Kelsey, and I'm here with my brother, Dr. Jake Berg, and my sister-in-law, Dr. Kayla Berg.
Hello.
Hey.
Burr, 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 burr. Hey, guys.
I would like to repeat what you just said prior to this starting, which was, I'm the one with the most smart friends.
That's not exactly what you said.
That's what you said. Out of all of us.
I said you were the one with the smart friends.
Oh, okay. So I have smart friends, and so did you just low-key call your friends idiot?
I mean, they're smart. They're not like smart like your friends are smart. And Jake doesn't really have many friends, so
Thanks.
Jake just tries to live
wrong?
vicariously through me. He makes me make friends for him, which is
Facebook says I have like 200 friends.
That's not very many.
Jake makes me make friends for him, and it is physically painful for me to try to make friends.
Yeah, I know that about you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you have smart friends, so that's where we're at. I would also like to throw Kayla directly under the bus for coming to class unprepared.
I sure did.
Yep. So
I would also like it noted
this week.
I would like it noted that 15 minutes ago I was asleep.
Well, whose fault is that?
Yep.
My job's. It's my job's fault. It's the Friday of the first full week of school, and
That's valid.
So I'm getting back into it. I'm not overwhelmed, like, oh my God, I'm exhausted. This is terrible. Like, I'm having a great time with this new weird hybrid job of mine. I'm having a great time, but I am tired.
Yeah. No, I get that. It's been an exhausting week for me too, where the week before the start of the semester, plus planning to go on vacation and leaving all of my stuff to other people. So it's just extra work on top of all of that. So it's been insane. I feel like I need to check myself into a mental hospital maybe. Padded walls kind of seems nice right now. So
is that the kind of vacation you're going on?
I should be.
So are you going to be on vacation the start of the semester?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Sure am. Sure
wow.
am. I'm not student facing though, so it's not that, it's not that big of a deal for me. If I was student facing, I wouldn't be able to take this week off.
I was going to say they would have denied your request.
Yeah. So, oh well. So this wasn't on the test.
Oh, I was going to say really kind of related to that. So I don't really dream very often, but I had a dream the other night that my boss told me I had to cancel my PTO that I was taking. PTO that doesn't actually exist, but it was the week before, and it's just it's too busy right now. You have to cancel your PTO and work this whole time, which is
oh my God,
would never happen. But it was just funny because I don't dream very often, and that was what I.
And that's what you went with?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's wild.
Of all the wide world of dreams, that's what we're going with.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's okay. I don't dream very much either. But a couple weeks ago, I dreamt a lot, and I don't even remember now what they were, but they were all really fucked up dreams, and I was like, "What the hell is going on inside my brain?"
So, I think the burning question this week is, what do we need to do to make Taylor Swift a guest on our podcast?
What do we need to do?
Taylor.
One of us has to start dating her.
One of us has to start dating her. I volunteer.
That would help.
I volunteer. It's not a problem.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Same.
Although,
Or I'll start dating Travis.
Although, depending on her inclinations, I mean, Jake, you might have to volunteer.
I guess I'll take it for the team.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, and then we would get like 10 million listens in like 12 hours. So.
All right. I'm on it.
So I just need you to.
Perfect.
Okay. Word on the street. The trick is to make a friendship bracelet with your phone number on it.
Okay.
And then throw a big fit when she doesn't accept it from you.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Easy. It's super easy. So next week on This Wasn't on the Test, we're going to have Taylor Swift guest spotting for us. And she's going to talk about her doctorate that she has.
She can have I will, vest upon her an honorary doctorate in whatever she wants.
She already has an honorary doctorate in
oh yeah,
whatever she wants. So she got her doctorate before both of y'all.
Yeah, because she didn't have to write a dissertation and defend her thesis.
Right, true.
Nobody's calling her doctor.
Everybody calls her doctor in the Swiftie world.
No, they don't.
I've never.
Yes, they do. Dr. Taylor Allison Swift. I hear it all the time.
Okay.
You're not deep enough. You're not deep enough.
That's what she said.
Yeah, she has said that. Well, but anyways, to like serious this up a little bit, this week and next week are gonna be a little bit different. We're splitting our topics because I'm going on vacation, and when this airs, I'm gonna be sitting on a beach. So we are splitting up topics. So this week we're gonna talk about one topic. Next week we're gonna talk about another topic. Just so that we can get all the recording in, and that's it. That's the reason.
We talk for a long time anyway, so it's not like they're gonna be super short when they're cut in half anyway.
Pop quiz, Kelsey. What are the topics?
Yes. I don't know.
I even texted about mine today.
Yes, he did.
I know. My brain doesn't work anymore. It's dead. I think there's like actually something wrong with my memory. Like, I don't know why. I truly have like a really hard time remembering things right now. I think it's just like work fog maybe. And I cannot remember anything. So no, I don't remember what the topics are. Something about planets, maybe?
Yes. F's in the chat for Kelsey's brain.
What did you say?
F's in the chat for Kelsey's brain.
Oh. Chat starts with C.
Oh, God, not this again. Not this again. Listen.
Yes, I'm listening.
Listen. I can remember this type of stuff and what's happening like very recently, but like events that happened like Jake will be like, no, you remember when that happened? And I'm like, I guess I do. I don't know.
Are you saying I have a better memory than you?
No.
Yeah.
You have a better long-term memory.
She's saying
you have a better
that she wants to take a padded room vacation also.
Yes. Correct. No, you have a better like long-term memory than me. I have a better like working memory. I have a better remembering like no, for real. That is
my memory works better than yours.
No, that is an actual thing. Like long-term memory versus working memory are two different actual scientific things. Like your working memory is your like right now memory, like remembering to do something, remembering to, that's called your working memory.
Mm-hmm. You know what I've learned on our podcast is that science is fake and made up. So I think you're making this up.
I'm not making this up. I had to take a psychology class to be a teacher.
Oh.
So working memory, long-term memory, two different parts of your brain.
Interesting.
I'm better at the working memory. So in terms of like, remembering that our kid has something going on, remembering that a doctor's appointment needs to be made, remembering that like, got you. Remembering what happened 3 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I can remember to make my appointments and all of that stuff. I can't remember what the topics are every week.
Good job.
Thanks.
You said you had something to teach us.
I do, but I'm thinking I'm going to save it for the next episode. I'll keep you guys on the edge of your seat.
Tune in next time.
Tune in next time.
Tune in next time to hear me school them.
Everybody's going to have to wait a week, but we get to wait about half an hour.
Mwahaha. Yes. So we're also going to be adding something new and fun. I'm trying to think of a name for it. This like little segment. We're doing a little segment. And it's going to be a spelling bee segment because I think it'd be hilarious. And I have a couple names written down.
Oh, gosh. Are we voting
We could call
right
it
now?
Yeah, right now, live on the podcast.
The podcast that isn't live. We're going to vote live.
Yeah.
Cool.
We could call it buzzwords. That's kind of cute. We could call it the bee's knees. Get it? Like a spelling bee. The bee's knees.
No.
Our segment. No? Hate it. Okay. Or be brief. A brief little spelling bee. Okay, jury's still up, but we're gonna we're gonna start adding in this segment a spelling segment.
I like
where
spell this word related to my area of expertise and make a fool of yourself trying to spell it.
Okay,
that's very long.
That's way too long.
So, okay, you said spell this word related to my area of expertise. Like, can we backtrack? My area of expertise is English. I can throw anything out here. Anything.
Okay.
You could.
You could.
Okay, so I'm going to give each of you guys a word, and then one of you guys is going to give me a word this week. Next week, one of you guys will give me a word, and we'll go back and forth like that.
Okay.
So, who should I start with?
Your call. Dealer's choice.
I'll start with Jake because he's not speaking this week about his topic. Kayla is. And the word that I'm going to give Jake is Now, I have to learn how to say these words.
Scissoring? What?
I think she's going to say syzygy.
Yeah, that is what I'm going to say. It? Damn it.
Syzygy.
Syzygy.
That's still a tough one to spell.
Do you want to know what it means?
Yeah, give us the definition that you got.
Okay. The definition is the alignment of three celestial bodies, like the sun, earth, and moon.
Can you use it?
Syzygy.
Can you use it in a sentence?
No.
What's the language of origin?
Does it come from the Latin root of meaning?
Have you ever watched Scripps National Spelling Bee?
Why would I ever watch that?
Okay, never mind.
Yes, Kayla, I have.
I know you have. I have. That was a question for Kelsey. I know you have because you're the yin to my yang.
All right. Here we go. Syzygy.
Okay.
Syzygy. Syzygy.
Actually,
wrong.
When you spell a word wrong in the spelling bee, you just get a little bell ding. Ding.
Ding. And then you walk away crying.
And then the children cry.
Oh, okay. Can you start crying, please?
No.
No. Okay.
Is it,
Kayla,
is
do you
it
want to take a stab at it? Yeah.
Dang, that's close.
Syzygy.
3 Y's?
Yeah.
Okay.
Syzygy.
Yeah.
Syzygy.
I've seen it before, obviously. I just couldn't remember how to spell it.
And I chose that word because I think you're talking about planets today. I could be wrong.
Not today.
Wrong? Not today. Next week.
Oh, next week. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
You are correct.
Woo! See, I do have some memory left there. I haven't completely partied it away. And then Kayla's word that I have for her today is elucidate.
ELUCIDATE.
Yep, you're right. Beep, 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 beep. Is that the word? Is that the sound that they make when somebody spells it correct?
They just say correct.
Correct.
Thank you.
Do you know what it means?
Like to enlighten someone about something. To like expand on a topic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
I spelled it right in my brain.
You did
for the
it.
record.
Thanks.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I thought I was picking a really tricky one for you.
No, that one is. That is very grammatically root word.
Have you ever heard me talk?
I'll say Jake has probably said that word in the last week. Be totally
really
honest. Probably.
Wow.
All right, you want your word now?
I do.
So excited. My very favorite F word.
Can I guess?
You can guess. You probably know what it is. You probably. Okay, we have not talked about this ahead of time. For the record, I need everyone on the podcast to know we have not talked about this ahead of time. I forgot that I needed to come up with a word. Literally just came up with it before we started recording. I bet you any amount of money Jake knows what word I'm going to say because I love this word. Jake, you want to give it?
Yeah, facetious.
Facetious. That is the correct word. Nerd alert. Facetious.
Nerd alert. Okay, facetious. I have to be able to say it. I do use this word actually.
Facetious.
The spelling is so weird that I had seen it spelled out in text before and didn't know it was that word for a long time.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, see, if you were to just tell me it's facetious without telling me it's an F word, I would have thought it was a PH word.
No, it is an F word.
Like PHAT.
No.
Like fat.
There you go.
Facetious. Fat.
That was the answer
okay.
in the New York Times crossword I did last week.
But PHAT?
Yeah.
Nice.
It was like not cool in the 90s or something like that.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. Fat. That's funny.
Can we get
facetious.
Side note, can we get bedazzled velour baby fat sweatpants? Asking for a friend.
With like white piping?
Sure.
Yes, with white piping, and they have to be like the lightest shade of pink.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Matching jacket
Can
optional.
mine just say juicy? I just want mine to say juicy.
You want juicy on yours? Okay.
Like a Juicy Couture velvet tracksuit.
I would like a baby fat velvet tracksuit.
This is amazing.
Can we then get?
I feel like if we're wearing,
can we then get JCPenney pictures taken in our matching velour?
We should. I feel like Jake. If we're wearing that, I feel like Jake needs to just be wearing like a Hugh Hefner robe
and a gold chain.
And a gold chain, but that would be weird because I'm his sister, so maybe not.
Anyways, facetious.
Okay, my word is facetious. Oh God. Okay, let me get all the way through it.
Okay.
Don't correct me as I'm going.
Okay. I'm gonna hide my mouth so I don't laugh.
F. Okay, it has to be trickier than FA. FUCHITS. Fascissus.
For Jesus. Jesus. For Cheez-Its. Ding. The correct spelling is FACETIOUS.
Wow. I was close.
Looks like Facetious.
I've kind of like read it as like facetious for a long time.
Facetious, I could see that. Facetious.
That's from context. That's kind of like how I had read it for a long time, was like multifaceted kind of.
Okay.
Oh.
I don't even remember. It was disturbingly late when I was like, oh, that's how you spell facetious, which I, like you, Kelsey, used a lot talking, but had never seen it spelled somewhere.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites.
Cool, that's a fun word.
So fun to say.
Spell it one more time.
FACETIOUS.
Okay. Now I'll know. FACETIOUS.
Look what you learned today.
Look at me. I don't even know how I spelled it the first time.
I couldn't even track how you spelled it. FUCH something.
For Cheez-Its.
For Cheez-Its.
For Cheez-Its.
When I'm in the grocery store and I go down the cracker aisle, it's for Cheez-Its.
Oh, that was a good one.
That's how you use it in a sentence.
I cannot. Oh my God.
The Cheez-Its. That's
amazing.
They're making Cheez-Its in gluten-free now too.
Are they? Like where? I want them.
I think they release in October.
I saw them online.
Like maybe with like Taylor Swift's album.
Orange album plus orange
orange
snacks. Okay, I'm here for it. I told Emmy today. I'm like, listen, Taylor Swift's album comes out right before we have to get on an international flight. Guess what we're going to be listening to for an entire international flight over and over? It's Taylor Swift.
Are you going to bring your vinyl player on the plane?
No, but I can download the album on Apple Music on my phone, dumbass.
Prove it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'll prove it.
Do it right now. Do it.
I can't do it.
Do it right now.
I can't do it right now.
You can't.
Oh my God. You sound like the children I teach.
Okay, well, with all of that, should we get right into Kayla's topic?
I suppose so.
Okay, great. Today Kayla is talking about
Yes, Kelsey, what is it?
Yeah, go ahead.
something in a school.
Wow.
Oh, grading.
Oh,
You got there.
look at you. I'm so proud.
Thank you. My brain started
It
working.
was all that spelling.
Yes, I learned how to spell facetious. However you say it.
Facetious.
And now I am smart. I'm smart. I'm officially smart. I'm going to get a doctorate next. Okay, so let's talk about your topic. Yes, I'm painting my nails as we're talking. Don't judge me.
Wow, I'm judging you. Okay, so we're going to talk about grading, and we're going to talk about, I've decided I'm going to talk a little bit about my grading, my grading, not my grading. And then we're going to talk about some grading hot topics because there are a lot of them. People have a lot of opinions about grades in schools.
Are there?
Yes.
Ooh, this is getting juicy.
It's going to get juicy.
Like on your pants.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
I interpret.
And in my pants.
I was going to say, that's kind of how I interpreted that. I was like, I'm sorry, what?
It's called a callback.
I get it now. Okay. So, my school has actually adopted a new grading policy this year. Not new.
Oh, God.
Well, not like, it's not big, and it's just how we have to set up our grade books. So our grade book is entirely digital. I also have a paper version, but more to just like kind of keep track. I use it kind of like a checklist, like check. These students have their work. And then
Sure.
I can like quick put it in the grade book when I'm ready.
Yeah.
But so we have a digital grade book, and part of how we have to set it up is based on categories. And so I always did my categories as like, classwork, bell work, big projects / writing pieces, whatever. But we now have a school-based policy where we have to set up our grade book as 60% mastery, 40% progress.
Oh.
So the goal, like focusing on that, like anything you're working on to progress towards mastery goes in the progress part, and anything that shows that students have mastered a concept or a topic goes in the mastery part. With the idea that we're focusing on students being able to master things, and that they're going to be able to, like redo assignments, retake things within reason until they can prove that they have mastered this concept. Which, I mean, it makes sense. It took me a minute to wrap my head around, and then today, so I am a creature of habit. I do all my grading on Fridays, always and forever. I make sure Fridays that are a day when students can work independently, and I do all the grading for the week.
Okay.
That's how I roll things. So when I was grading today, and I'm like, okay, I need to put in this, and this, and then I had to sit there and think. I'm like, okay, did this show mastery, or was this just progress? Did this thing show mastery? And so it took me a minute to like put in the assignments as is. Like, here's this assignment worth this many points, whatever. But I had to think about what it needed to count for in the grade book, which was kind of a shift in how I'd done things.
So are they not getting like A, B, C, and D, and F grades?
No,
are they just doing like mastered or unmastered?
No, they will get those grades because those are just like the categories in the grade book. Our categories are weighted. And so like if I put in an assignment for a pre-assessment that we did earlier this week, well, that went into progress because it was pre-assessing some things. And then it has a point value. I pick the point value within that category, and that calculates into a grade. So no, they still get letter grades, which is a whole other thing once we get there. But so obviously all the mastery tasks are going to count for more than the progress ones. But like I still get to decide to a degree which assignments within that category is more important based on how many points I value it at. And I have my own personal system for doing that. My personal system is I typically make assignments worth 20 points per day that we spent on it. If it's a bigger assignment, we're going to spend longer on it. It's going to be worth more points.
Mhm.
If it's a 1-day assignment, it's only 20 points. I don't know when in my career I came up with that system, but that seems to work for me and kind of weight things accordingly.
Sure.
So that has nothing to do with any kind of policy and everything to do with how I roll. And like there is still that autonomy for teachers. It's just a matter of which category it's going to fit into. Mastery or progress.
I guess it probably like breaks down learning a little bit more.
Yeah.
What you said is it, so I don't want to jump ahead too much, but
No,
I
go
know
ahead.
you've always kind of had a personal policy of like, it doesn't get like put in concrete in the grade book until you have to submit grades for the quarter or whatever. Right. And didn't you mention that this part of this was to like let people keep trying at something?
Yeah.
Or did I?
Yes. Yeah. And I mean, I have always held the policy earlier in my, there is a steep learning curve to being a teacher. Okay.
Oh my God, I can imagine.
I went in.
No, it's easy.
Shut up. I went in with all, it's almost like, you know, when you see other people being a parent and you're like, when I have kids, I would never, you know, when I have kids, and then everything's out the fucking window. So when I started,
Is that why teachers are paid so badly? Because it's so easy?
Fuck yourself. So like when I started, I had a policy in place where like you lost a certain number of points based on how many days an assignment was late. Keeping track of that is a fucking nightmare. Like there is so much other shit going on. I gave that up real fast. And then, but I still, like, after a certain point,
that
wouldn't take
terrible.
late work or anything turned in late was only half or whatever. But I eventually, you know, it's one of those live and learn things. You do it long enough, you see things, whatever. Here's the thing. I want the kids to do the work. Because if they do the work, that means they learn the stuff. I don't give a shit if it takes you 12 weeks. Here's their problem. Here's my whatever. It's going in the grade book as missing until you do it. Missing.
So it affects your grade. So like
Correct. Missing calculates as a 0. So there are consequences.
Yeah.
However, when you do it, I will grade it.
For full credit.
For full credit. I don't give a shit. Do the work. I mean, if you earned full credit.
Yeah.
But you probably get parents. I bet you get parents like looking at it being like, what the fuck? Why is my kid's grade?
Right. And then I'm like, well, your kid is missing A, B, and C. And they're like, got it.
Well, he doesn't understand that. You said that you didn't teach them how to do it.
I don't ever get that. In this
recently.
Yeah. In this stage of my career, it's like, got it. I'm like, well, your child took a nap during class yesterday and didn't do the work. So they have the work, but they need to do it. Pretty simple. Straightforward. So I don't do late work.
Called out.
Happens. So here's my question related to this so far. What is the difference between a formative assessment and a summative assessment?
Those are big words.
I think I got it.
I mean, formative is like, it's like the progress or like a tracking, like what it takes to get to a certain point. And summative is like the answer or like the final, like them reaching like the final.
I think you're close on summative.
Destination.
Is formative more like the thing you take the test on, the thing that you just learned, and then the summative would be like, for this whole unit, we're going to do the test where it's going to have all of the stuff from the previous 3 tests.
Neither one of you are super far off, but not exactly correct. So a formative assessment is an assessment that a teacher would give to kind of like get a real quick pulse on how much students have understood.
Oh, yeah. This is something that's changed in education since we were in school.
So formative assessment is supposed to help teachers like formulate their next like lesson plans or whatever and give them kind of feedback in terms of how students are doing towards whatever concept they're trying to teach. Whereas
like see where people are at.
So for formative, a lot of the example that's given all the time for formative assessments is like an exit slip where you ask kids real quick, like, you know, what's one thing you learned today? What's, you know, something really quick related to what you did. Just be like, okay, these kids understood what we were doing, or no one has any idea what's going on. I'm going to need to reteach some stuff real quick. Whereas your summative, that's where you were both kind of close. Summative is kind of like, okay, we're done. We should understand everything. we're ready for the big test assignment project now. This is the summation of everything we've done in this unit. So formative assessments are a lot more frequent, just like little
pop quiz
bits here and there. Yeah, could be a pop quiz, could be,
So I
anything.
guess I'm going to precursor this with saying, like, when we were going through school, it was kind of like you just showed up and the teacher taught whatever they just had in their curriculum, regardless of where everybody is at in their class.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the point of this, is to be like, oh, I probably shouldn't teach this, or I should focus less on this thing because everybody in my class already knows that thing.
100%.
Where, like, when we were going through school, it's like, oh, well, you already know that, but my curriculum says that this week I'm teaching this thing.
No, absolutely. And there's a big the big emphasis on, differentiating instruction for like all levels of students then, and making sure like the students who are, on track continue to be on track. The students are well above are still challenged. The students who are like lacking in some skills get those skills, and making sure that your instruction is focused on those things and meeting the needs of the kids physically in your room. And like, we have a curriculum that we follow, but so like I did it this week. We were reading an article and we were talking about, and I wasn't even using it as any kind of assessment. We were reading an article and we had a really cool assignment that was measuring some different things. And I got the same question. Probably out of the 45 kids that I teach a day, I got the same question about 30 times. And it was based on the unit that we're doing is, what does ethical mean? What's a moral dilemma? What does ethical mean? What's a moral dilemma? And so I'm like,
that opens up a whole can of worms to
okay. So I literally then changed what I was doing for the next day and presented them with a moral dilemma where they had to decide. We had this fictitious scenario where we had, there was a nuclear disaster, and the only way to survive was to go into this self-contained shelter. But there were 9 people that needed to go in the shelter, but the shelter only had enough resources for 6. And so they had to decide which 6 get to go in the shelter. The other 3 are going to die from nuclear radiation. And so then they had like other parameters too of like, one was, very intelligent, but didn't work well with others. One was like, they all had some kind of quirk.
Mm-hmm.
One was an agricultural scientist.
So
one was an agricultural scientist, but she only had 6 to 12 months to live. And so they had to decide who lives, who dies.
She did.
I mean, one group brought up a good point. Middle schoolers are assholes. Let's start there. In the funniest ways. Like, we had the best discussion about this, and we now understand what a moral dilemma means. But one of the groups was like, no, we should for sure bring her because she's going to teach us how to grow our own food, and then she's going to die so she doesn't take up any of the food. And I'm like,
okay.
Not necessarily
not terrible logic. I'm not gonna lie. Like that.
Did you find out if any of your students are psychopaths via this exercise?
Yes. None of them gave a shit. That one of the characters was a mother and her 2 children. The mother only counted as 1, but if you bring her into the shelter, her 2 children come, so you're using up more resources. None of them gave a shit that they were killing 2 kids. I'm like, but they're kids. They're 4 and 6. And they're like, we don't care. Get those freeloaders out.
Oh my God.
Y'all are assholes.
Yeah, what are they contributing? Answer me that.
Much. They're like, these kids have nothing going for them. They're just using our resources. So they're a-holes, but they're funny. Like, they made some good points about some of the people. So it was interesting. But yeah, no, so like teachers do this all the time where they're just like, okay, we're clearly missing something here. Let me reroute.
Yeah.
And that, I was not intending that to be a formative assessment for me or for that to happen, but here we are.
Well, I feel like, like when we were in school, I feel like a lot of times like I was kind of left behind, like not understanding things. Mm-hmm. And like I needed a teacher that would have been like, okay, there's people in this room right now that aren't understanding, so we're going to back up. And I'm going to give the people who are understanding it something else to work on. And like that just never happened.
Nope.
Like when I was in school.
Week 4 is right angles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, we have curriculum that we need to get through, but there is that flexibility within there.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, or you just, you modify things. You cut out parts of the unit. You make other parts shorter. You just do it. I don't know. You have to. Because at the end of the day, the important part is making sure students are mastering these concepts and skills.
Mm-hmm.
So, interesting fun fact. There is, so in Kentucky, there is like guaranteed college money tied to, once you hit high school, tied to your grades. And it's like A's are worth this much money, B's are worth this much money, and it's entirely dependent on what your grades are. For all 4 years of high school, and then, you go to college and you get this money. It's all through the state lottery. It's called Keys money, Kees. I don't know what it stands for, but it's Keys money, and it's a big thing. The problem is, and I didn't know this for a long time, one of my 8th graders pointed this out. The problem is, it only looks at a letter grade. Not every district uses the same numeric scale related to letter grades. For example, in our district, an A is a 92 and above.
Okay.
There are other districts where an A is a 90 and above. So where our students would get less money at a 90 because it would be a B, there are students in other districts who get the higher amount because a 90 is an A.
So shouldn't they just make it the same grading scale across the entire state?
They can't mandate that. That's a district decision.
Oh.
I mean, scoring is...
Seems like your students need to be more smart.
The students that I teach don't have these kinds of problems. But I had one parent, I've twice, one last year and one the year before, that were, and these are kids in middle school, so it doesn't count for anything, that were fucking pissed at me that their kid had a B in my class at the end of the quarter trimester, whatever. I'm like, well, you're...
Oh, can you imagine what the high school teachers have to go through?
Pretty much, right? And that's what I was
There's actually money tied to the grade that my kid gets.
I cannot imagine. And that's what,
I'd be tell your kid to do better.
The one student it was the end of her 8th grade year. And this was the only B she had ever gotten in middle school. And she was, devastated about it. Her mom was like, she's crying. She's so upset. I can't believe you won't change her grade. But then all the other teachers that I was talking to were like, this is the best time to learn this lesson about not doing your work and the consequences when it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's going to matter. But no, I cannot imagine what the high school teachers, no.
I have to imagine there's at least one district that is parents cannot contact teachers about their students' grades or something like that. Or we're telling you beforehand that we've instructed the teachers to cut communication if you start arguing about grades or something like that. It has to be a problem somewhere. I'm positive.
I'm sure it is.
So then this kind of gets us into our next thing, which is a lot of schools and districts, I think this is an individual school decision, have minimum grading policies or no zero policies.
Yeah, those are stupid.
Where my school has a minimum grading policy.
Well, I think it's stupid.
I do too. But the minimum grading policy is that you can't, and this is an individual school decision, our schools here have what's called a site-based council, which is comprised of an administrator, and I think ours it's based on the size of the school. So I think ours is 1 administrator, 3 teachers, 2 parents that make the decisions governing our school in terms of things like, policies, dress code, stuff like that. But our school's policy is that when it comes to report card time, so anything leading up to that, the grade is what the grade is. When it comes to report card time, a student cannot have lower than a 60 on the report card, which is an F. But if they have earned a 10% in the trimester, we have to manually go in and bump it to a 60.
Wow.
And it has been that way for 15 years.
3.5 Röntgens? Not great, not too bad.
Stop. So yes, we have, and I mean, the goal is to mitigate students who are failing, because when they're determining who's passing on to the next grade level, it's cumulative for the year. So, but yeah, and like I had a kid figure it out once because I have the smart kids, where he's like, I mean, I've gotten 100 T1 and T2. I don't actually have to do any work third trimester. And I'm like, mathematically, you're right. You are 100% correct. And I mean, I have like the smart kids who are still going to do the work, but he's like, I don't have to do anything. I'm like, you're right. You are absolutely right. I'm like, you could do nothing. I'm like, you could work real hard 2/3 of the year and then do nothing the last third and pass.
Sounds like something
I'm going to go off on a tangent here, but this is something, actually, maybe Kelsey, you can inform me, because
you're good at failing.
Yeah.
Because I got shitty grades.
I can't understand the kids that do literally sit in a chair for 8 hours and do nothing. Like you're there. Why not just pay attention and do the work? Like I can, like, you don't have to do a good job on the work or whatever, but just to sit there and raw dog 8 hours every day for years.
That is wild.
Like,
so here's the thing, like with me, I would pay attention, and I would, do the projects and stuff in class because I wanted to like look like, oh, she like look smart, or like look whatever. And I would do all of the things in class, and I would not do anything outside of class.
That I understand, though.
And
you're
that's
participating,
where my problem was.
But you're like, I'm sure this kid didn't end up doing that. But like, what's the kid's plan? Like, oh, I can just not do work. Like, you're just gonna sit there for the rest of the year?
Right.
Like,
those are the ones that end up in jail.
No, for the record, the kid did not end up doing that. His point was more like, I have figured out a flaw in this system.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you are absolutely correct. That is a flaw in the system.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No, but to Jake's point, like those kids are the ones that end up failing out of school and selling drugs. Like,
yeah. Well, I guess, but if you've got other stuff going on in your life, I can understand where you'd be like in your own mind trying to emotionally deal with whatever's going on at home or whatever. But there are kids that have a stable home life that just don't do anything, and it's just like, why?
And I'm 95% sure that that's a big contributor to why we have that policy in place about not having a grade below a 60, because of the community that we serve and how many other things are going on in these kids' lives outside of the school day. Like, you can still fail. You can still fail for the year. We have held kids back. It does happen. But it does kind of give a little bit of a cushion. And so when I was looking up different stuff, fun fact about zeros. In a 100-point scale, a 0 is 6 times more damaging to an average than a 50%. Mathematically, it's like trying to climb out of a crater instead of a pothole.
Wow.
The math checks out.
Thank you. Jake says, I approve this message.
Yeah, that's wild.
So, I mean, a 0 is a big deal, which is why they do have no zero. We don't have a no zero policy. If a kid doesn't do the work, they get the 0. Period. But we do have a minimum grade when it comes to report card time. And that's, I mean, there's, with the group that I'm teaching now, I know I say this a lot, but with the group that I'm teaching now, I'll maybe have one kid a trimester that I have to bump to a 60. Maybe one.
Yeah.
So, but
I'm sure it's rare.
And I taught, quote, regular teaching for 11 years before I did this, and I did it all the time. Happened all the time. Where I'd have a kid with like a 37% that magically has a 60.
Wow, you did so well this year.
I mean, nothing I can do. It's my job. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So another type of grading that especially is popular in elementary school, it's a little bit harder to do in middle and high school. Not impossible, but a little bit harder, is standards-based grading, which is kind of a hot button.
Oh, that's what Zeke's school does.
Very popular in elementary school, where you don't get a score or a grade or a mark for a standard until you have met that. And so it's just more of like a here's the standard that they've met, here's one that they haven't met, and here's one that we haven't started. And so it just kind of gives you more of a broad view of here's what the student has mastered, here's what they haven't, here's what we haven't even started trying yet. And that's pretty popular in elementary school.
School does. Yeah, Zeke's school does. The standard is like the middle, and it says like it's like meets the standard, and then there's a E for exceeds expectations is like above the standard, and then the one below it is like have not. I don't remember what it is, but it's basically like hasn't mastered it or hasn't.
EES. There's like ESS, maybe like N or something like that.
Yeah.
Needs improvement. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Needs attention or.
Yeah.
And then they had like an NT, which was like not taught. Like they haven't taught that standard yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very popular in like elementary, particularly lower elementary. Like that's the grading scale that our district uses up through second grade, I think.
I just said that.
Yeah. I think third grade is when it switches over to the letter grade system.
Mm-hmm.
But there is still a way, like you can
I wonder
still.
if Zeke's going to switch over this year.
You can still set it up in a, like, there are ways to do it as a, letter grade, number grade teacher to set it up that way. But it is much harder with, I don't know. As an English teacher, I feel like the units that we teach, especially in middle school, they're a lot less skill-based and a lot more like thematic. And so in elementary school, you get these like skills, like, I can write a 3-paragraph essay. I can write a whole paragraph. I can write a sentence or whatever. Where you get to middle school and you have these like thematic units where you're talking more about like big picture ideas. And so we're not just sitting here teaching like I can summarize a text. Like that is part of our standards. But it's harder to kind of assess that in terms of a grade in a grade book as a middle school teacher.
Yeah. Sure.
I tried to logic my way into it at one point in time in my career, and it just didn't make sense. However, trying to look up my kid's report card. Follow-up question related to that. What is the difference between a rubric and an answer key?
Well, I think of an answer key as kind of definite. Like the answer to this thing is this thing when you're trying to grade against it, the thing that's been submitted. Whereas like a rubric is kind of like check boxes, kind of when you're trying to, it's more, the work is more free form, and it's like you hit this and this point or standard or whatever that you've set in the rubric.
Like, is it like a way to track how they got their answer?
Jake was closer. So when you have an answer key, when I think of answer key, I think of multiple choice test. 1 is A, 2 is C, 3 is B, whatever it might be. There is this right answer. Where a rubric it's almost like a guidelines, like the way I do my rubrics, I do a 4-point rubric because that's how we do grading. So 4 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. And then whatever categories I'm assessing with that assignment go like down the side. And so then it'll be like, okay, adherence to the topic. Like, is their thing on topic? And then in the boxes, it's like a table. In the boxes, you've got kind of a descriptor of, for a 4, staying on topic looks like this. For a 3, it would be this. For a 2, it would be this. And the nice thing about that is then you are kind of doing some kind of like standards-based mastery type thing. Like, how did you fall on these skills while still translating into a number grade? But also, pro tip, if you give the kids the rubric before they start the assignment, they know exactly what they need to do. Because then when they're like, is this good enough? And I'm like, I don't know. Did you check it against the rubric? What grade would I get for this? I don't know. Why don't you score yourself on the rubric?
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
I know. That's my pro tip. Gets a lot of, and it just makes it very clear, like they're going to be more successful if they know exactly what they need to do to be successful.
Yeah, setting the expectations is helpful.
And it makes it very clear, and then they should know going in, turning it in, exactly what their grade is going to be, because they know exactly what they did. I've got a final question and then 2 fun facts.
Okay.
So here's your last question. What is grade norming?
Sounds like weighting, kind of. Where like if everything has a score and somehow like the best performer in the class only gets on average 80% or something like that, then like you would with weights, then it's like, well, that person should probably get, I don't know if it's an A necessarily, but like, you know,
like a curve.
adjusted so that everybody's not getting punished because the content is too challenging or something. I don't know. I'm guessing that's not it at all, but that's what it sounds like.
Okay, Kelsey.
I would have said it's like a grading curve, essentially.
Not a curve. So typically in almost every school, you're going to have more than one teacher teaching a single subject, grade level, whatever it may be. And so when you grade norm, we did it with writing assignments. Like me and this other teacher would both be looking at these writing assignments and grading the same thing to kind of see how we were grading them, to try to align our grading styles so that kids weren't getting a better or worse grade depending upon whose class they're in.
Oh, sure.
So it's kind of a way to make sure that, you know, I'm not being an asshole while I'm grading, while someone is being a pretty princess and all my kids are failing, but all her kids are getting 100s. Like it's to, you know, level the playing field, balance out how grades are being done. Typically among...
Well, yeah, because you hear people say, like, oh, yeah, that teacher is so hard to get an A in, or...
Grade norming. If you work with that person to kind of, like, create norms for what your grades should look like, then it doesn't matter what class the kid is in. Their work is going to be valued equally. All right, so here's my fun facts. Some schools used to give an E for failing grades, which would have stood for excellent effort, depending, or, you know, unsatisfactory depending upon the district, but it was mostly phased out because people thought E might stand for excellent, which is why we don't have an E anymore, and F is now the failing grade. So it used to just be A, B, C, D, E. But the E was confusing because people thought it was good, but it's the lowest one.
Oh, interesting.
Other fun fact.
A for effort.
A for effort. College professors in the 1800s didn't give grades at all. Students often just received written evaluations, which sounds nice until you realize your, quote, report card might have been, Mr. Johnson is tolerable in mathematics, but lacks vigor in Latin.
Harsh.
Rough.
I think we should come up with a grading system that goes from E to A, like where E is the best. We got E for excellent, and then D for did well.
Dumb.
No, because it's the second highest.
No, because second highest. We're going backwards. C for...
C,
right.
Come on.
Okay.
And then...
C for classically average.
No.
C for come on.
Yeah.
C for come on.
And then B is bad. And A is
Oh my
Can you make
God.
that noise again?
ah.
Oh my God.
I like this grading scale.
I like it.
I was going to say A for
I'll-
atrocious, but is better.
Can you spell atrocious?
ATROCIOUS.
Yeah,
got
look at you.
Whoop whoop. She is
Makes
smart.
up for your Cheez-Its.
Cheez-Its.
Cheez-Its. All right. Any other questions about grading?
No, I think
Nope.
you did
Did I
great.
answer? Was that what you were looking for when you gave me grading as a topic?
Yeah, this is pretty thorough.
Okay, thanks.
I like that.
See,
It was
I
a little bit
might
more
not have had my-
conversational. Yes.
Yeah.
For
I
not
might
coming
have
to
had all my
class
stuff together.
prepared, you did okay.
Thank you. I didn't come to class prepared because I decided 24 hours ago to completely change a very big part of the unit that I'm actively teaching right now.
Sorry, Kelsey, you don't know this, but this is the Smart Kid special right here.
This is the Smart Kids special. I might prepare in 3 seconds before it's due, but it's going to be fabulous.
Oh, wow.
That's the Smart Kids special.
You know, I had to speak this week at work, and I've been so busy, I haven't had time to like put together my presentation. And I pulled it together the morning before, ran through it twice, and killed it. So I'm smart.
That's
That's the Smart Kids
Bitches.
special.
Yep.
Good work.
Yeah, thank you.
You've
Everything
done
I
it.
learned,
You finally
I learned it
made
from
it.
you.
Welcome to the table.
Thank you. This was not on the test.
And yet here we are.
Well, that was
All
great,
right.
Kayla.
Thanks.
So next week on the podcast, we have Jake sharing about who knows
Exoplanets.
what. Exoplanets. That's right, exoplanets. So Jake's going to be sharing
Jake,
about exoplanets.
You want to give me my topic for next time now?
I was going to give it at the end of the next one.
At the end of the next one? Okay.
Mhm.
That's fine. We can do that.
Perfect. So everybody should like us on social media, follow us, subscribe, download our podcasts wherever you get your podcast episodes, and
Like our posts, leave a comment.
Yes.
Those
I'm
would be
posting
really
thirst
helpful
traps
to get it.
So
Yeah, Kelsey started posting thirst traps. So check that out, I guess.
they're getting lots of activity. No, they're not actually. I got to be a little bit more thirsty, maybe.
Kelsey's in the market for a sugar daddy.
I am in the market for a sugar daddy. So if you're a sugar daddy, hit me up.
But just like leaving a like on Instagram or TikTok and or a comment would be really helpful and appreciated, because that helps get the posts in front of other people that might be just randomly suggested stuff. So
Yeah.
this whole game is driven by activity. So
Alrighty then.
So get to it, people.
we need
And
your
tune
help.
in next week. We need your help. And then tune in next week to find out why this wasn't on the test. Thank you for joining. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.